All right, everybody. We've got some thematic mood lighting. I've got the lights turned down low here because we've got a special crack addict D4 coming at you with myself and Dallin. We are going to be playing some Diablo 4 and chatting with y'all. So thanks for joining us on this wonderful Saturday. How's your week been, Dallin?
It's been pretty good. Busy as usual, but not too bad. How about yourself?
About the same. We had some really good. I'm excited for everybody for the next couple episodes. So there's some
Yeah, things are going crazy right now.
Juicy. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hey, what's up, Doxo? Welcome, Doxophobic Doll. Over on the Twitch.
We're starting the stream strong. I'm already getting wrecked.
Oh no. How's your week been? So I'm helping. So just for anybody, I am going to be helping Dallin here. We're working on the capstone dungeon real fast. But we're going to be running some some dungeons Diablo, talking about the stream, talking about things that are important to us in our lives, and seeing what's going on with you guys and how your week's been. So shouldn't be any spoilers. We're not going to do any story mission stuff.
Yeah, we aren't doing any story mode. Just some dungeon crawling, good old dungeon crawling.
So we know that this is something that's fun and we enjoy it and it's important to us. And I don't know, we'll see it.
Yeah, I mean,
see what you guys think.
The D&D vibe, right?
Yeah.
This is totally just a dungeon crawl. So.
Yep. And true to form, I'm playing a brain dead barbarian.
And I mean, I guess per usual, I'm playing an edgy character.
Yeah, hold on,
the necromancer.
Gotta come see. You gotta get your. We gotta see the edgelord. Hold on, I'm gonna inspect.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
So how's your week been, Doc?
That's right.
Yeah, it's been a good week, I think. There's been a lot of stuff going on. We finally finished at our house for construction updates. I know, Dallin, you're doing a lot of construction. We've got Tinaka Joe. We've got a bunch of people in the community that are also doing a bunch of construction projects. I think Bosco had some going on, but we finished some of the stuff in the front yard finally, and now we're working on the backyard.
Awesome.
Never ending, right? How about you, Dallin?
Yeah, we finally found where all the pipes are in my yard, so now I don't feel so bad burying stuff.
Oh, good.
So now it's we're gonna do a dry riverbed in the yard.
Pretty cool.
And then my wife she really likes clover, so we're gonna do, instead of grass, because we live in a desert, we're gonna grow some clover.
Dude, that's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
I like clover. Oops.
I'm hoping it does that, the Fae mystical vibe,
Yeah, dude.
Actually looks good. We'll see.
Yeah, and it's gonna help all the bees, right? Because isn't clover honey?
Yes.
Supposed to be legit. So
that's what they say.
That'll be good stuff. Excellent, thank you. Everyone except septic issues. Oh no! What happened? Does something just get backed up, or is it just kind of septic? Is it a septic tank or septic? What are you running with? I know back when we lived in Missouri, they had a septic tank, and that thing got full once, and that was not fun.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, they bought this house in Farmington that is just like really old and really run down, and they fixed it up, but it was one of the few houses out that way that had a septic tank because it was so old. And so the first thing they had to do was dig it out and replace it, and it was it was grotesque.
That's like the first time. I never really thought it was a problem, but then when you think about septic tank systems and stuff, feminine products that can ruin a septic system really fast.
Yeah, it's not the most efficient system.
Right. Oh, Docs, I'm so sorry. That's not fun. Thankfully, did you guys catch it before any major stuff happened? Or I'm gonna turn the in-game volume down just a little bit.
Sorry, all my corpse explosions are too loud.
No, I think mine as well has got the shouts. I just want to make sure it's not overpowering. Yeah, crack pipes, especially when it's like underground and you don't know about it until the ground starts to swell or like things start sloughing. You're just like, oh gosh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Not good.
And then you're just like, there's a mystery problem.
Oh yeah.
I'm not looking forward to finding it out.
Yeah, 100%. Guard me for a second. I gotta click the down arrow because there we go. Tinocker. I'm sorry, I didn't. For some reason, the chat was not updating. Hello from beautiful Stillwater, Oklahoma. Everyone's really good. Sorry, Tinocker, I was not ignoring you. It was not updating. Hello, Fia.
Yeah, I just see your chats too. They just popped up.
Curb appeal is not my forte. And a good choice is with the club. Yeah, I know. I feel you, dude. It's hard because it's like, well, it looks good to me, may not look good to someone else.
Yeah.
And that's always, I don't know. For me, I'm just like, you know what? I'm living here. I'm not building my house for anyone else but me.
Same.
Yeah. Joe, so Docs, Joe also sympathizes over on the YouTubes that crack pipes suck.
Crack pipes or cracked pipes?
Both. I guess you do suck crack pipes, right? Do you?
They both are terrible. I don't know. And that's not my thing.
That's not my thing either. We'll assume. We will assume. So what are you up to this weekend, Joe? Sorry, well, you were saying something. I just want to... Oh. Okay, Joe says, well, been pretty blessed. We've had our septic pumped out about a year earlier than expected due to family size.
Nice.
Yeah,
good to get ahead of it.
Yes. Better to get ahead of it than have it become a problem. And like, I don't know the first thing about taking care of septic systems. We lived in a house with one and I didn't have to take care of it, thankfully, but man. That would be a learning curve.
I just realized I am not by you. On my way.
So Joe says, just in time for us to finish the air conditioning, that had some friends in the church request my assistance for replacing their shower. They showed up for us, so I showed up for them. That's the way to do it, man. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And it's not like, I think a lot of times too, I think most of us that, you know, I get the sense that Joe, you're the same, where I'm not going to do it because I want something from somebody, but I always want to keep my honors even. So if I ask someone to help me with something, I absolutely will drop everything to go help that person because they totally help.
I'm of the mindset of like, I might not be an expert in something, but I know somebody is, and I'd rather do it right and have their help, and then turn around and help them with something that I know a bit more about.
Or even if it's like, if I know that they like a certain thing, be like, hey, here's an Olive Garden certificate. It's like, it's never a, I don't ask people, hey, do you want this? It's just like, look, have this. You're not, I'm not, what's the word? It's not charity, but I want you to make sure that I have my honors even, that like I've done something, you've done something for me, and
you don't want to be in debt to somebody.
Totally.
Yeah.
So on Twitch, Doc says, haha, thanks. Guys, recommend D4 class. Any D4 class, or do you have not played enough to have a recommendation? It depends on what you like. What do you like, Docs? I've got plenty, and I think Dallin does too. He's been rocking the Necro, and we've played a lot of different classes. So
yeah, I've been doing a secondary character on Sorcerer.
Ooh,
that's
what'd
pretty
you
fun
think?
too.
Sorcerers are sick. Like the
really
ice.
Strong.
Have you done, or what kind of build are you doing? Like the ice?
I was doing a lightning build.
Ooh, yeah. So like Dark Flash.
I feel like everybody does either flame or ice.
Yes.
And it's because they're really powerful.
Oh yeah, totally.
Which there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But I was just like, I want to see what I can do just with a lightning build. Yeah, for a little bit there, I really like. I enjoy the barbarian, and I usually go it because the rest of the people that I play with typically don't, so that we at least have someone there. And I was trying really hard not to do a whirlwind build, and I was doing a Thorns bleed build up until last night, and I finally broke down, and it's so strong compared to the bleed build. It's no fun. So Docs likes mages. So yeah, I think if you like the summoning aspect and you like the kind of standing back. What was it that I heard a streamer say it the other day? I thought it was really funny. They're like, hey, I'm a forever support class, so I play the Necromancer, and I'm here to support my summons. So, but yeah, like, if you like that, that's good. There's kind of two ways to play the Necro class, which is fun. Yeah. You can either go, full-on summoner and have your minions, But you also get bonuses if you sacrifice them, so you get stronger attacks and things like that. And that's the route that I went with my Necro.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Like this right here is Bone Prison and all that fun. Oh, I'm catching up on Tin.
I locked you in jail.
I'm in jail. Let me out. Okay, let me see. So that was my weekend up until this point. Now I'm working on getting the closet poles and closet with while Miss Tinaker works on trim. Nice. You guys knocking out together. That's always super nice.
My burden is
when you get to kind of tag team it, and my wife and I are the same way, where there's certain things that I detest doing, whether that's because of just having grown up with my dad was he was a carpenter, and there's some things that I just hate doing, and I don't know that it was not necessarily that it's his fault. It's just, I don't know. I have a bad taste in my mouth doing certain jobs like plumbing. I just don't know. I don't want to do plumbing.
Yeah. I feel ya.
I do stuff because I treat it the ways they want to be treated. Exactly. Golden rule. Absolutely.
Yep.
You gotta like, it's straight up. Like if I want, what's the word? My dad always said, don't be you can be a consumer in society, but you also want to be a producer, and you want your producer to be more than what you consume, right? And
yeah, that gets tougher every year, I feel like.
It is.
To be more of a producer than a consumer.
It is.
Especially after COVID.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, I am such a consumer now.
Me too.
Just sit and consume everything.
It's like, hey, I'll just DoorDash it, and I don't want to actually go do it.
Hey, I'm producing the economy, man. That's what I'm doing.
I love it.
I'm producing the gig economy.
So Docs, yeah, I'd say if Dallin's I really enjoyed the I'm gonna call it edgelord for lack of a better term, but like I enjoy the theme of the Necros. But if you like the more elementic magic, definitely go Sork. Sorceress is super good.
They have some really cool like headgear. I swear like everything they have has like horns.
Yeah, for real. And
it's so cool.
They're like got this what's the word? There's one of them that looks. So right now I'm actually rocking the Loki helm on my barbarian, but they have one on the sorceress that looks really cool. It's like this ice. I don't know what to call it. Headdress. It's really cool. I love it.
We missed some back here. We gotta go back.
So how about you guys? So I know Joe, you're rocking it at home. Docs, have you played much yet? And outside of Diablo, has anybody gotten to get their D&D fix for the week? If so, you got any D&D stories?
Yeah, give us your D&D stories.
Love to hear. I always love reading
how other people's tables go. You know?
I know, right? That's my favorite in the chat in the Discord. Speaking of which, if you're not in the Discord,
oh no, I'm stunned. Oh,
somewhere in the down below.
Unlocked.
I'm coming. If you're not in the Discord, make sure to check it out down at the bottom. We've got a great community running on there. If you haven't liked, subscribed, all that fun stuff. I'm terrible at plugging, so
yeah,
make sure that I
me too.
at least I've done it once. I just want to chill out with you guys. I enjoy hanging out.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
I just want to hang out with some people that I am friends with, but I don't get to see. You know?
Yeah. Docs. So the other games that you've played similar is that so this is over on Twitter or Twitch. Was that like Path of Exile? Was it Titan Quest? What's your flavor? What kind of stuff do you enjoy? And Joe, question for you. Between you and Miss Tinaker, what is like who takes what jobs more often? I know like my wife, I tend to do like I enjoy doing more of the cutting and the miter sauce type stuff. Becca's really good at we did pavers outside, and she put in some polymeric sand to keep all the stuff there on the leveling. She enjoys that a lot more than I do. I hate that kind of stuff so much. It's really hard for me to get into.
Yeah, that's how we are too. We kind of split our jobs up based on what we're better at. And so, yeah, for like our yard, I did all the digging and everything like that. But my wife's gonna do all the kind of like, here's where everything's gonna sit, and then tell me where to plant it, and I'll put it there.
You ended up doing some not mulching, not trenching, not trudging. That's from. Sorry, my brain is going Knight's Quest or Knight's Tale. Brain machinery. Grinds up soil.
Oh, like a tiller?
Tiller, yeah. You did some rototilling?
Yeah, we're doing that this either tomorrow or
sick.
next weekend, depending on kind of how things fall. But yeah.
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun. So Doc says Torchlight 2. I haven't played that one. I have not played that one.
Ooh. I haven't heard of that.
We'll definitely have to pick it up.
All right, here we go.
Do you have any recommendations? Here comes boss. Boss time.
Get ready.
Oh yeah, this guy's so cool.
Ready.
This feels like one of the encounters we run into with Cory. Maybe this is Zolos.
Oh snap!
I need more fury.
And I'm cheating a little bit because this build's a little broken.
Yeah, that's not cheating. That's just taking advantage of the game.
And my auto attack, look at this. It doesn't do anything. But then this other one, if I keep right clicking, it does it over and over. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, hold on. I got too much equipment. I'm gonna come over here and dump some stuff.
All right, I'm gonna
Because I
teleport.
found out the hard way. If you leave this dungeon at all, you gotta start over.
Oh no, it resets it. Oh no.
This one's pretty brutal.
I'm gonna go sell real quick and see if what I'll try and do. We'll take turns here. So there's something. If you guys do play Diablo, there are a few bugs, but this game, like largely for a AAA game, this is the first one in many years that I feel like has had a really good release. Like, there's been minimal bugs. The stuff that's there, it's just kind of a nuisance, not like a game stopper. But I've been very impressed. For a Blizzard game to not have a queue time of like 6 days on the first 4 days is pretty bad. So she's done so Joe says let's see, catching up. She has done almost all the trim herself. I help measure sometimes, but she does most of the work while I'm at work. Hey, that's awesome. That's a good skill to have. Finish carpentry. I enjoy the putting the icing on the cake, so to speak, a lot more than the framing and the other stuff. I don't know. I get frustrated really easily because geometry, I want things to be like perfectly square, and you never get perfectly square in a lot of places. Because when the wall you're referencing is like all warped, it's impossible. Yeah. Let's see. She relies me on carpentry layout, so we can do everything. That's super nice. Like you said, being able to tag team it, like Dallin said, that's the way to go.
Yeah, get a lot more done that way too.
At my house, we have what I like to. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. We're gonna put that somewhere safe. So this says, each time a core skill deals direct damage to an enemy, your next charge or leap deals 40% increased damage up to 600%.
Ooh.
That could be fun.
See, what's
fun
tough is you get a legendary item that is weaker than your rare item. But the aspect is great.
Yes.
So you're like,
yep.
You know, it's tough.
It's good though, because then you get that crafting, the ability to go in, upgrade items, reroll certain aspects.
Yeah,
I like that aspect. And this is definitely a dungeon crawl game, 100%. I love it.
Oh yeah.
As you guys probably have heard multiple times, for at least since it's come out, I didn't think I was gonna fall so hard for it. Like, honestly, I was expecting to go through, finish the campaign, be sated, and be done, but I haven't been able to put it down for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's too fun.
Yeah, my wife right now, she's in the back. She's digging. She's prepping the soil. I'm gonna do some concrete work in the back, so that'll be fun.
Ooh, nice.
See, plumbing, she's done drains herself, but I usually got it under the sinks. I pulled all the wires for electrical, but she did the final install. That's super nice. Yeah, that tag teaming. That's the way it goes. The docs, if you're still there, on Torchlight, is there anything in particular? I'd love to hear your take on it, as far as like what you recommend about it and all that fun stuff. I enjoy these kind of games a lot. This is my childhood, I guess. probably more time in Diablo 2 than I did socializing with the outside world for a really long time when I was a kid. This was like before World of Warcraft. This was my incel shut-in type. Like my friends, I'd go over to his house and we'd be like, "Hey, let's go. We'll play or whatever." And they're like, "Let's go play some basketball." So we play basketball for about 10 minutes. I'd get hot and I'd be like, "I'm gonna go inside and play some games." He's like, "Okay." And so we just trade off. He'd play and I play. Thanks, bro. We're actually looking at pouring some pylons too. Maybe building a little deck out there.
Oh, there you go.
I am not looking forward to it, but at least the concrete worked. Like having to haul those bags of concrete back and forth.
Yeah.
We just have a little tiny concrete mixer that's like a yard maybe.
Okay.
So Joe says HVAC was a 90% me, but I've been installing commercial duct and balancing HVAC systems since 2005. Hey, that's HVAC
Nice.
is a good, like
That's a good skill.
that's a really good skill to have, especially if like something happens in the summertime, you are covered. Or the wintertime for that matter. I really love the electrical stuff. Becca gets mad at me because there's a lot. I will not do 220 because I know that I will kill myself. But anything that's like lower than that, I'll definitely. I enjoy that stuff.
I'm going up to the world tier statue. Let's see if I can get into World 3 now.
I'm coming.
Finally.
I need time to do that.
So something we would definitely recommend as well. Just enjoy the game, enjoy the story, because there's so much there. Like don't feel like you gotta rush to hit the end. I know like there's a lot of people that push really hard to hit level 100 as soon as possible, but this has been such a rich story experience that I've really enjoyed it. Don't get too caught up in whatever, because Dallin, would you agree that I was probably level 52 before I left Act 2? Or
I think, yeah, I leveled really quickly and I hit level 50 when I finished the game.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I went a little too slow, just focusing on side quests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I kind of would have just jumped through the story a bit more. Because I still look at my map and I've still got some completely like fog of war stuff going on in some portions.
Yeah, so we've got
like,
some
I need to go
strongholds.
explore. But it feels like the game has the missions at least seem to have like this intensity. Like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do this, and it feels like if you go and explore, you're almost like, well, this one thing seems really.
I know,
important.
right? It's the D&D thing. Like, hey, this is nice, but we need to go shopping.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, should we do a dungeon?
Let's do it. Do you want to do a dungeon or do you want to do a stronghold?
Whatever you want to do, I'll follow you.
I was just gonna say, because you've got a couple strongholds here, and I'm wondering if we might be able to unlock a couple of those for you, because those will unlock some teleportation. So let's maybe do, what do you think, core?
I just dropped one on Malmok.
There we go. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I like this one. This one's fun. This is the ice dude, I think.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
What's the time?
And also you get in, once you get to Act 3, so again, no spoilers, but when you do get to Act 3, if you want the horse and that's your main objective, feel free to burn to Act 3, because that's when you do get the horse. I thought we were getting it at the very beginning, but it does make things easier on the side quest, but I wouldn't rush for it. So
yeah, it definitely was weird not having a horse, and I wish I would have rushed to it, because it takes a while to get around.
Yeah, it does. It's a big map. It's a lot of fun, especially if there's like an event happening. It's hard to get to. So Doc says, let's see, it's a less demonic version of this essentially. Played it too much, then discovered that there's stream mods for more classics and overplayed it again. Dude, that's so cool. I love it when games allow you to mod that kind of stuff. It's like the Skyrim mod with My Little Pony, and so instead of dragons, it has My Little Pony. Have like Rainbow Dash coming and like burning the house down. Pinkie Pie.
There are some games that have just taken on new life because of the modding community.
Totally. Except, so there's a co-op option. They said is which is also nice. No story, unfortunately, but fun gameplay. I would say That's me. Is like if it's got replayability, it doesn't need to have a super deep story as long as it's got, you know, solid bones.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Either to me, the game either needs to have mechanics or it needs to have a really good gameplay, like story. And rarely do you find, I feel like, both in the same game. Ooh, look at this guy. Come check this guy out. He's powering up. He's the big boss.
Oh, no.
But we can't get to him.
We got him. We got some guys we gotta take care of.
We must end this ritual, it says.
Yep.
Let's go mess him up.
All right. Let's do it. Oh man, the nightmare tears.
Dude, I love the. I'm gonna zoom in on you while you do that. But let me know when you do that. The corpse. That when you're wreathed in the bones and stuff.
Oh, my ultimate, yeah, the bones burner.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, mine I just swing around. I look like a blender.
Okay, let's see. We gotta get up, I think.
Okay.
How do we get up? Oh, okay. I see. We gotta run this way.
Okay.
Fun times.
Yeah.
This game, though, it has such good environments.
Yeah, like look right here. When you just kind of stand. You
Yeah.
see that rope? You're pulling on it. You can see the movement. You see the fog of war, or like your environmental. From the cold, it just feels cold. They did such a good job.
Yeah, it just really went all out for this one.
And it feels like I feel like there's some of this polish from the Baldur's Gate 3 game that
Yeah.
I think the two of them kind of share that kind of aesthetic. They're really kind of beautiful
they really do,
environments.
actually. Completely different gameplay, but the environment, the aesthetic, yeah, it's pretty similar. I can't wait for that. I think that's the end of August, honestly.
Yep, that's coming up soon. And I know that that's something that we talked to Cory, Scott, and everybody. There's been a consensus that we'd like to play at some point as a team. That'd be fun. Scott and Cory were going to join us tonight. I know that they, Cory, I think they both had some family stuff that they had to go with. We're going to try and do a 4-man, but we'll catch them on the next one. I know they're also working through the campaign. It takes a little bit of time, so.
They just started this week, I think, so they're a little bit.
They've got plenty to enjoy.
Yeah.
Let's just say, how long did we spend before the game last time just gushing about how much we all loved it?
Way too long.
Tori was probably glad that she wasn't there because she was just like, oh, they're talking about games. I think she loves games, but
I think she does.
She's tolerant.
I don't think she's the ARPG type gamer.
Maybe she's just a closet ARPG gamer.
You never know.
So what other games do you guys like to play? Any JRPGs?
Ooh, speaking
MMOs.
of JRPGs, do you ever play this game, Octopath Traveler?
No, I haven't. What is it?
I think it's a Switch exclusive, but it's like a modified 8-bit, so it's like HD 8-bit.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And it's a JRPG, and you pick a team of, there's like 8 characters, and they each have their own little kind of story, backstory, etc. And yeah, it's really fun. The combat's really good.
There was
It's
one.
like really charming.
There was one that was less charming. It reminded me of like Diablo in tone, but I can't remember what it's called. Where it's like this very Celtic vibe, and your family.
We're leaving. We're going the wrong way.
Oh, are we? I don't know. I just followed the bodies.
Monsters, yeah.
It's so easy to get lost in this.
I'm just sitting here like I feel like there's supposed to be an ice storm. Here it is. Okay.
All right, so let's talk tier lists. I know that a lot of times here in the chat we do a lot of tier lists. What are your top 5? This is for Dallin, this is for chat, everybody. What are your top 5 either video games that you played? And it doesn't matter what, if it's for story, if it's just for nostalgia, it doesn't matter what it is. What are your top 5 that, like, if you had to get rid of every other game in the world and only keep 5, what 5s would you keep?
Ooh, just do like a game series count as one, or are they individual? Because if it all counts as one, I would say Mass Effect.
Okay,
if I
I'd say
had to
trilogies.
pick-
That we'll say trilogies count as one.
Okay, then yes, Mass Effect is on there for sure.
Okay.
Man, that's tough. There's so many good ones. Probably, I'm not sure which Star Wars game, but a Star Wars game.
Yep.
Just for the sake of having Star Wars.
Yeah, like Jedi Academy and
yeah, either like, you know,
Knights of the Old
Old
Republic.
Republic or
I'd say
maybe even the Battlefront 2.
yes.
One of those games.
I'm a sucker for BioWare games, so definitely Knights of the Old Republic.
Bone Storm. Oh no, it's unlocked.
So as a reminder, thanks again everybody for coming last time. We did get the new, if you haven't seen it yet, we have a new emote in the Discord server. We created a new rendition, I guess you could say, of Bolt doing the Pikachu meme. So if you want access to that, you know, like I said, it's in the Discord. You're welcome to use that in any other Discord that allows external emotes. And yeah, just thank you guys for participating and all the fun ideas that you guys bring to these. We'll definitely, like I said, probably next week get back into the swing of things. We'll see where everyone's at. This week we're just too addicted to
To the dungeon.
we're too addicted to Diablo for a little bit, so we got to get it out of our system. Plus,
Alright.
it also helps that it's big in the as far as analytics go. So.
Oh yeah, then this is a crunchy game for sure.
I need more fury.
I want to see Colby do a deep dive on, which it might be one that he would drink so deep that he might not come up for air and just like
That's
drown.
the thing is I think he knows it's so deep that he's like, I'm not even touching it.
Yeah, because if he
'Cause
touches it,
I
he
will
will
get
lose
lost in
everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
You know, sometimes it's better to just be honest with yourself.
It's true. It's true. You know what?
Just be
Like,
I'm gonna get sucked in, and I can't afford to do that right
Yep.
now. So I'm not gonna.
straight up. I know
Plus,
for me,
you know,
I'm
like in 7 months from now, people are still gonna be playing this game, and
Yeah.
it'll be $10, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
pick it up.
Yeah.
And,
once the honeymoon phase on any game kind of rolls off, it'll be interesting. Speaking of, I actually saw before we get back to the tier lists, I think yesterday I saw that EA was trying to sell Respawn.
whoa!
Did you see that? Like,
No.
And I
that's
thought
interesting.
that was an interesting move, and I don't know if it's because they're in trouble or if they want to try and capitalize on how big they were. Because I love
wonder if
Apex.
they're trying to just liquidate,
Maybe.
and Respawn is probably one of their hotter studios that they can offload.
Yeah. It's got to be in there somewhere. So I thought that was an interesting news in at least in the gaming community. I haven't heard any big debacles lately for any OGL licensing or any other kind of stuff. Have you
it seems
seen
like
anything in the
it's
news?
kind of all calmed down.
Good.
I think they've made enough progress the right direction. So
Good. They learned their lesson. Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully we'll see. Who knows? They could just be pedaling off to kind of catch their breath, and then they're just gonna run right back.
Oh, it sounds good, Docs. Back to Zelda. Ooh, that'll be so much fun. Is that the? Hopefully, I hope you're playing the. What's the new one? Tears of the Kingdom. That's another one that's really big right now. That looks so good.
Oh yeah,
Did you play that one, Dallin?
I got my hands on it a bit. It's that's a tough one. It's when you could really sink some hours into, and you have to be really creative. There's a lot of different things you can do in that game.
Because there's like building, right, where you can kind of construct your own.
Yeah,
machinations
they
and-
basically took the same game as Breath of the Wild, kind of spruced up the map a little bit, and then added some new components. And yeah, you can get wild in there.
Sick.
I saw people like building like Gundams.
That's so cool.
Like, yeah.
You make like Attack on Titan Titans.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
That's good stuff. Enjoy, Docs. We'll catch you next time. So I'd say if I'm gonna put top, if we're including all stuff, right? I'd say number one in my list of games, like for nostalgia, for gameplay, for all the above, I would have to say the Diablo franchise is one of those ones that for me is in the top 5. The next up, the Final Fantasies. So I'm gonna have to say Final Fantasy because specifically for 7, 10, and what was it, number 4? I think is the one. It got weird because there's the United States version versus the international version. And I think the one that I played was like Final Fantasy Tactics, and then you had the one with the Death Knight. Can't remember. There's like a redemption type quest where he goes through, and yeah, you basically start out as like this bad guy and then try to become more of a good guy.
Nice.
That one's a lot of fun. Let me think. Ooh, this is hard. So Knights of the Old Republic. I think Dragon Age above Knights of the Old Republic, honestly.
Ooh, yeah, Dragon Age is so
I really
much
like
fun.
Dragon Age.
That might have been the first game I played where I thought, like, wow, gaming is so much more than just like a side scroller.
Yeah, like platforming and going from place to place. That's so hard. Trying to think. Another game that, again, for nostalgia, that I really enjoyed from a long time ago.
I think I got you locked out of this boss fight. I just realized.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I was actually lost.
Oh, okay.
I was lost killing things. So
I was like, oh no, I think I've got the
over
wrist up and you can't get in.
Oh, they're punching stuff.
I'm out of fury.
Clicking, watching chat, all the fun.
All the good stuff.
So let's see. That was that 3.
Yes.
I think that's 3.
You got it tomorrow.
Oh, this is hard. So I mean, there's Assassin's Creed. I don't think Assassin's Creed. I liked Assassin's Creed, but it wasn't
Black Flag.
It wasn't my top tier. Ghost of Tsushima, I think, has snuck its way up there.
Yeah. Did you know the creator of John Wick is making a movie of Ghost of Tsushima?
Really?
Yes. And
That's gonna be sick.
He said they're already really heavy in development. So
are they using the original actor for Jin?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the casting.
No worries, Joe. We're talking about some of our top 5 either video games, or if you're not a big video game person, anything that's in. I mean, D&D's obviously something like we're up there.
Board games, TTRPGs.
Board games, TTRPGs. We're just saying top 5 games. If you could only have 5 games, and the rest of them were just like erased from existence, what would you stick with? So now I think for what Doc said, I'm gonna have to say Zelda, the Zelda series as well, because the Ocarina of Time, the Breath of the Wild,
Majora's
Mask, the Twilight
So
Princess. It's just there's too many good ones. Joe, do you and the missus have any top 5 games? Dallin, I guess remind what, since Joe was gone.
I said Mass Effect.
Mass Effects, yep.
Let's see. I said a Star Wars game. I'd probably throw Dragon Age up in there. Ghost of Tsushima. But I think for my 5th one, I'll throw a curveball. I'll say Settlers of Catan.
Ooh. Okay.
Because that game is so much fun.
I like Settlers. I haven't played it in a long time.
That's a game you can play a million times. It's quick to learn, but like, you know, there's a strategy and it takes a while to master that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes it fun.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see. Should we go do another stronghold somewhere?
We did it. Woo!
So let me check my gear. I bet I have some stuff I can salvage.
Yeah, we can go wherever you need. I will follow. What's the step cabin for cutie? I will follow you into the dark.
Yeah. Man, all my stuff is actually pretty strong. I don't want to throw it away just yet.
Now you got me thinking, Don, what are top 5 board games or tabletop games other than D&D, Pathfinder? We're talking like other than RPG games.
Yeah.
Because have you ever played Coup?
Yes, Coup is a lot of fun.
Coup is a lot of fun. I like coup. There's a game that we played, Dallin, that Tori actually introduced it to, called Golem Century Golem Edition.
Yeah, that one was fun.
I like that game. That was a lot of fun. Century Golem Edition. What's the other one? There's this Sheriff of Nottingham, where it's basically a game of lying, and you're trying to like sneak things past the sheriff. There's so much fun. That's a good one. Flux. Have you ever played Flux?
Flux? I don't think I've played that one.
So Flux is basically, it's a card game, and essentially the way that it starts is the rules of the game are in quote unquote Flux. I'll bring it sometime. Like you play it in like 5 minutes. It's super easy.
Nice.
But essentially what it is you start out at the very beginning of the game. The only rule in the game is you draw one, you play one. But then every time you place something down, it can change the rules. So it could be draw 3, play 1, draw 3, play all, draw 3, drop all your, like it starts to mess with the rules every time someone plays a different card, and it replaces the previous one. And the whole point of the game is basically you want to get, there's a specific set that you want to get, a match set of cards, and the game is constantly changing and evolving, and so that the objective, you might be like, oh, I'm about to get this card I need, and then the flux happens. It changes what the actual like goal cards are, if you will.
Okay.
And it'll totally foobar your strategy. So then you have to like think quick on your feet.
So you're just like always, quick on your feet.
Yep. So it's
all right. What do you want to do next? Is there a dungeon you want to do, or?
Oh, we can do if you want to do dungeons, we can do.
I was just taking a look. I don't know that I have any.
Have you done a nightmare dungeon yet?
I have not done a nightmare dungeon.
It's basically dungeons on stupid hard mode. If you want, I don't have any that are tier 21. Do you have any that are tier 21? It'll be in your consumables. It'll be a sigil.
In consumables? I don't.
Okay. What's the other one? I like exploding kittens. There was. I'm not gonna say Monopoly either, because okay. I'm gonna say Risk with an asterisk. I loved Risk, and I thought I was really good at it, and I would play it, and I really enjoyed the mechanics until the day I played with my sister, and it made me so mad that I was like, I have this entire map under control, and she had like 2 territories with like 1 guy in them, and I went, and this is the Lord of the Rings Risk too, right? And I go hard trying to like just eradicate her from existence. And the way she was rolling like top dollar every time. I swear she had loaded dice, and every time I rolled, I was rolling just crappy, and she wiped my entire army out in one.
Oh my gosh!
I was just like,
the worst part of that game is when you get somebody on the ropes and you get them pinned up somewhere, and they just keep going and going and going. And you're like, how are you not dying? They just get lucky roll after lucky roll.
So then you think, well, I don't want to overexert myself, but then if you don't send enough, then you're just completely host. So anyway, that's I'm gonna put an asterisk there, but I do really like Risk, especially the Lord of the Rings Risk. I thought that was a lot of fun, but I just honorable mentions: Dead of Winter. Oh no, I'm gonna have to replace Risk. Legendary has to be up there for me.
Legendary's fun. Legendary is a good one.
How about you, Don? That's top 5. Catan's up there?
Top 5. Catan. Let's see. Gosh, I haven't.
Yeah.
I got a bajillion board games back here. I'd have to go flip through. Off the top of my head, it's Catan. Okay. We have 2 family games that we play, and I'm sure it's not just our family. I'm sure other people play this, but like you can't just buy this in the store, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I know, like there is a card game called Garbage.
Okay.
And it's basically, have you ever played the game Phase 10?
Yeah. I played Phase 10.
It's basically like Phase 10, but it uses face card or 52 card deck instead of the Phase 10 deck. Slightly different. The rules are different. And then we have this other game that we play in our family called Tripoli, which is a mixture of poker and like solitaire. I don't know how to describe it. It's interesting.
So Joe's messaging as well. So they've said Final Fantasy, COD, D&D, of course, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and Cribbage. That's one I haven't heard in a while. I honestly have never played Cribbage. I played canasta, but I've never played cribbage. Now, Joe, are these yours, or is this both yours and Miss Tanaka Joe? You were saying something down?
I was nothing. I was just gonna say, how do you play cribbage? I don't even
know
think
if I
I've played it before.
Okay, go dark for a bit. We'll see in a bit, Joe. Make sure to ask her what her top 5 are.
Yeah, and explain the rules of cribbage when you come
Yes,
back.
we need to know what cribbage is, or how to play it.
And I have never
It's a card
seen
game,
it.
right?
I don't know. Probably.
Okay. If you want to teleport on me, I'm at another stronghold for you.
Okay, I'm on my way. I don't know how to teleport to a character on
So what you do,
console.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to any of the big towns. So when you're looking at the map, any of them that look like a triangle, you don't go to those. Go to the ones that look like a stronghold, like a ramparts or a castle. Like Kyovashad has one.
Zarbinzet is where I'm going.
Zarbinzet's perfect. So you go to Zarbinzet, and it will have on the... That's a fun thing to say. Zarbinzet. Go to there, and then they'll have a portal just right below your town portal that should say my character name, which is Drewish.
Boom.
There you go. I see you're teleporting, so I'll give it a second, and then we'll...
And it should be...
I like the additions of these two, like the one-way sliding in.
Yeah, it's so
It's
cool.
so fun. This castle kind of reminds me of some of the stuff we were doing in Pathfinder.
Yeah,
like that broken
it
castle.
does have that that vibe of that first, whatever that beginner section is.
The masonry stained with residual magics. The aftermath of an arcane explosion.
Ooh.
This is gonna be fun. Alright, let's sneak
Okay,
in.
so we have to figure out a way to open these dudes.
Yeah, I think on the mini map looks like we've got little yellow markers, and I think we're like putting them to rest. It looks like.
Okay, that's fun.
So this is like all the unrested souls that are clinging on to this plane.
Yeah, I will say, now that I've gotten to the higher world tier, I don't think I can solo anymore. Like, if I want to
right?
play, I'm gonna have to play with some people.
Well, lucky for you, we got plenty. And we're always
Yeah,
on.
I'm just glad I'm finally caught up to you and the rest of Team Nom. So now I can jump on. Except you guys are probably on World Tier 4 now, huh?
Well, I have a couple here that are on World Tier 3 too. So it's
Okay,
like I said,
cool.
it's just whoever's playing. Me and Kofiri have just been trying to, and shout out Kofiri if you're in the chat. I know that you lurk sometimes.
What's up, Kofiri?
Me and him have been working really hard trying to get some specific items, and they only drop from the world boss or from the nightmare dungeons. So that's the only reason we've been running those so hard, is
Yeah.
we're just trying to get those items. Yeah.
This game is giving me like nostalgia for Sword Art Online for some reason too.
Dude, I was telling somebody, just imagine, and granted this has always been a top-down game, so it would be totally different. I would love to play a game in the Diablo universe, or even the Witcher universe for that matter. Ooh, Witcher. We didn't have Witcher on our
Oh yeah,
list.
forgot about the Witcher.
I would love to play these games in VR.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be sick? Like, oh,
I would get motion sick
would
in
too.
like 20 minutes.
Especially
but
this
it
right
would be
here.
so fun.
I would barf
Just
so
imagine
fast.
the viewpoint on that. Oh my god.
That would be amazing. It would be a lot of fun. Yeah, Sword Art, any of those, the game isekais, like,
Yeah,
Maple.
It's just like, man, that'd be so fun.
You've ended up watching, and I apologize everyone, I'm going to be going a little weeb here. You went and watched.
Don't apologize for weed.
I'm
though.
never gonna apologize again. The what's it called? Oh, my brain's gone blank. I don't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense. I think it's Bofuri is the.
Oh, but for I have it on my watch list. I haven't actually.
That
started
one,
that
honestly, you can watch that one for wife and kids. It's just set the expectation though that it's very like slapstick, happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Like, oops, I fell into this Mr. Magoo style.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
Nice, nice. Yeah, right now aside from all the seasonal anime that's out, I've been checking out Vinland Saga, getting caught up on that.
Ooh.
And that show is so good. I think it might be in my top.
Yeah. And Oshinoko?
Oshinoko's good too, yeah. Oshinoko's been really fun this season.
I still need to get to it. So I went and logged in. I think I told you that I wanted to go log in again, but I logged into my Verve, and Verve no longer had high dive.
Yep, Verve is completely bought into Crunchyroll, or absorbed by Crunchyroll, so...
Right, because I know that they were, like, didn't Crunchyroll create Verve?
I don't know exactly what happened with the whole thing. I think I came to it a little bit after it, so I don't know the full story there, but yeah, I had Verve at one point for Harmon Quest, just so I could watch Harmon Quest.
I have no diplomacy.
And, yeah, one day I went on and it's like, hey, this is, if you want more, just buy the Crunchyroll sub.
Right.
I was like, okay.
This is madness.
This is our Minds of Moria.
Survive. We'll sacrifice ourselves before our home.
Oh, snap. She went all heretic and blew everybody up.
Oh, no. Oh,
Ooh.
Mikey's. She's real now.
High Priestess. Hadar. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute.
Hadar?
Is she hungry?
She must be.
The hunger of Hadar. I almost wonder how much... I mean, obviously, D&D and these has an influence on these type of games, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder how much it's an actual intentional nod versus just like, oh, this is a cool name.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd love
well,
to
you
see.
feel like something like Hadar, it is like, that's like a copyright protected name, you gotta think, right?
I feel like it, yeah, I don't know. It's like saying Xanathar.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot she's a ghost.
Ooh.
She can just leave my prison.
She's just like,
She just
"Peace."
walks through my walls. She's like, yeah, walls.
I'm not constrained by these pitiful walls.
Oh no, I use that. No.
Dude, I love that skill that you have. It basically pulls things in, right? When you throw it.
Yeah, it's real nice to just get a bunch of enemies into one place and then lock them down like that.
Ooh. Pulls them in, then you're just like, boop. All right, everybody.
Bone prison. And what's cool too is one of the other skills I have, if it's like a 30% chance or something that if they get caught by these tentacles, they drop a blood orb.
Really?
And then the blood orbs give me health.
Interesting.
So I just get like little boosts of health throughout periodically, which is
Yeah,
nice.
dude.
Helps keep me alive.
Yeah, that survivability is super helpful.
Yeah.
Super duper helpful.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those games, like, it's almost like if you don't optimize, you're going to have a really hard time.
Yeah, late game, like, if you just play it for the story, no problem at all.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if you want to play any of the higher tier stuff, it definitely... I got to that point where I'm not... You know this about me. I'm not a optimization by any means. I just, like, go with whatever feels fun.
Yeah.
But when I hit tier 4, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm doing really good, and then I just hit a wall. When I hit, I think it was Nightmare Dungeon tier 26 or something, where I would just instantly die and I couldn't do damage to anything.
Oh no.
And it was just like, it was like night and day, where at that point I had to be like, oh, okay, well, it's because I'm using bleed damage, I'm using all these things, and had to do a little tweaking.
Yeah.
I wish that Colby was there, because then I could be like, Colby, can you tell me what to do? Because I don't want to figure this out.
Yeah. That's the tough part.
All right, let's break everything in here before we give it back to him. I love the destructible environments too.
It's real fun.
Sorry about your vestibule. Adventures really are the worst. They just go around.
Beacons are lit. The beacons are lit.
Gondor calls
All
for
right, I
aid.
got some Paragon points. Let me go invest these real fast. Ooh, I don't have enough willpower to get this node. What?
Do you think this person named theirs Arata Meru. Trying to do Amaterasu or whatever the goddess. I think it's a Japanese goddess of... Hold on, let me find it. Okay, Google. Define Amaterasu. Probably saying that wrong. Not Montessori. Let's go over here. Amaterasu. One of the great glorious goddess of the sun, embodiment of the rising sun in Japan itself. She's the queen of the kami and ruler of the universe. The Japanese imperial family claims to have descended from her. Yeah. Okay. Japanese myth. Okay. Hey, what's up, Cory? Hey, Brian. Yeah, that's right. You got there. I know you thought we were going to see a rogue. I do have a rogue. I have a rogue, a source. I actually I have too many.
He's like, I'm not going to tell you how many characters I have.
I'm not going to go there. Let's just say my butt hasn't left this chair for more than 5 minutes at a time for probably 2 weeks. How's your weekend going, Brian? Hey, Cory, how's your weekend? Dallin and I just finished liberating this Omath's Redoubt. We just did our tier list too, so curious to see what you guys have. So we got 2 tier lists. The first one being if you could only have 5 games, video games, we're gonna split these video games, right? If you could only have 5 video games, the rest of them were wiped from existence, which ones would they be? You just got off D4 myself. Well, what did you get off for, Brian? Get back on. Who said you could get back off? Just kidding.
Yeah, jump in here.
Jump on in. The
well, looks like we got a dungeon right here. Do you want to just hit this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Crumbling.
And then the second one is, what is your favorite board game? We all know that most of us here, you know, we love D&D. Is there anything outside of that, like board game wise, as far as tier lists go, that you've really enjoyed? 17 hours of gaming, I'm done. You know, I can totally relate to that. I didn't go to bed till 6 a.m. So.
Oh my God, Preston.
I'm a crack addict.
That's all right. That's what energy drinks are for, right?
Yeah, that's who needs a heart?
Hearts are overrated.
I mean, if there's anything I've learned from Diablo, it's that you don't need a heart, you need a soul stone.
Yep, that's true.
Oh no! Your hardcore character died? No, what were you playing?
Oh no. Sorry, dude.
And
that sucks so
my
bad.
follow-up question is, generally it's been pretty okay, but I have heard some people having issues with like disconnect. Was it because of a disconnect?
Ooh, that would suck so bad.
Root board games, okay. I don't know if I've heard of Root. What is Root? Is it a like a strategy game? Is it a deck building game? What's your flavor? Thorns Bob Butcher spread my cheeks. Oh, that butcher, dude. When he comes in and you hear that fresh meat, you're just like, oh no. I wish I got video of it, because yesterday, technically this morning, I played same thing. I had the butcher show up, and I was fighting him, and I was doing pretty good. I was like, I'm finally gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him solo. This is gonna be awesome. And then for some reason he got bugged on something, started running in circles, and then ran off the screen and despawned.
Oh no.
I was just like, what? What just happened? Like, we're supposed to have a fight to the death here. Like, either you die or I die. Strategy game, but each faction has a different playstyle. That's cool. So it's kind of like, I'm going to say Dune, loosely, because you have Harkonnen, you have Atreides, and all the different types. Or I guess more like StarCraft, right?
Atreides.
Dramatically different. Like, dramatically different. Okay. That sounds really cool. And Thorns Bar, by the way, Brian, that was what I was running before, is Thorns and Bleed. And I just changed to Whirlwind Barb because there's this deep in my soul. I told myself, I am not going to do another Diablo as a Whirlwind Barbarian. Here I am. Because it is the only one that's super viable late game, I feel like. At least as an S tier build, so. So I'm curious, at least as root, what makes them different? Is it the skills that they have? Is it the like their power levels? What kind of things? And while you're typing that up, Dallin, you I guess so top 5 to get everybody caught up. You got your top 5 video games. It was Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect, some Star Wars game, probably Old Republic,
Okay, cool.
Dragon Age, Ghost of Tsushima. Basically, it's just BioWare. I'll just take the BioWare catalog.
Just take the BioWare catalog. Okay, yeah, I can dig that. I can do that. I think mine, if I remember correctly, there was Diablo. The Diablo franchise was one that's near and dear to my heart. The Final Fantasy franchise. What was the other one I said? Ghost of Tsushima, I think was on there. Oh, I've gone blank. I know, like Heroes 3.
Hard to think when you're dungeon crawling.
I know, it's hard to think when you're like killing stuff. But we'll get there. Anyway, the other ones aren't as important. But like I said, there was the Final Fantasy. There was a bunch of these other ones, but for some of them are near and dear. And then we talked about the board games. I think mine were like Legendary.
You said Risk with an asterisk.
Risk with an asterisk, but I
it's the
took that one
same
off.
asterisk I have.
Yeah, it's the
With the
asterisk
game.
where like I hate it when you're like totally massacring, and then a series of bad and unfortunate rolls, you lose the game.
Yep.
But there was Flux. There was, I mean, Killer.
Sheriff of Nottingham.
Sheriff of Nottingham. That's right. Sheriff of
That's
Nottingham.
a good one.
Century
And then-
Golem Edition.
Yep.
was a lot
And
of
I
fun.
want to say, you had said another one that Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter. Yes, Dead of Winter was
That
a lot
one
of
was
fun.
really fun.
That was a lot of fun. And then Dallin, you had.
Let's see. I think I said Catan.
Hmm?
I don't know if I ever finished saying what my games were, actually, now that I think about it.
You had Catan. Yep. You talked
Oh yeah,
about
I was talking about how I had my some family games that we play. So we have
That's
this
right,
game called
right.
Garbage,
Garbage.
and
Yep.
then there's this game called no, I'm drawing a blank on it. Shoot, I can't remember what it's called. As freaking
What's the
bored.
mechanics?
Tripoli. It's called Tripoli.
Tripoli. That's okay. Tripoli.
And it's weird. It's like poker meets solitaire in a
Oh,
way. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. It's one of those games that's easier to just pick up and play as you watch other people play.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if you can like buy those anywhere, and I don't know if it's like just my
Interesting.
family that plays these. I talked about it with Tori one time, and her family also plays Tripoli.
Interesting.
So it must be.
Oh, and I've
just
heard
like,
of it, but I don't know that I've ever played it. So that's interesting. Like you said, maybe it's like a regional thing, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be regional. It could just be like one of those things that just like is an old game that like somehow my family has just continued to pass down. I don't know.
Have you ever heard of the game? What is it called? Pigs. It's something pigs, and you roll the pigs, and one of the one of the rolls you can get. They're not dice. They're pigs. They're like little pig figurines, and you roll them. And depending on how they land, you get a certain score or whatever. And one of them is if like one lands on the other one, it's called making bacon. I always love that one. It was one that my grandma had for like forever. It's like backgammon, where like
bacon pancakes.
seriously, it's like one that you always see, but like I've never played backgammon.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, like every time I've gone to a family reunion or whatever, there's people playing backgammon.
Yep. Oh, hold on.
But I've.
You hear what I hear?
I don't know what it-
I'm turning up. I think I hear him. Brian.
Uh-oh.
Brian, what have you done?
Brian, you brought him with you.
You've summoned him.
Oh my god, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead.
I can hear him. Where is he? I'm terrified.
I think
Oh,
he's back
there he is!
there.
Oh! Brian, I promise I haven't. I'm not ignoring you. I'll get to your thing in just a moment.
You brought us to the beast.
You brought the butcher. He spreads the cheeks. Everybody run! Okay, let's see if I can do this. All right.
I'm vulnerable. Oh no, he broke my thing, and I'm slow.
I'm gonna try and stretch my imagination. Dallin, let me know if my health drops dramatically. Brian says, I don't know, this is so stressful. So the board is controlled mostly by the cat faction. So they play a typical strategy game, but you're on the defense. Can you imagine trying like to do reviews and stuff like while getting crap kicked out of you by the butcher? This is hard. The avian faction is an engine builder. The raccoon is one individual, not an army, and the woodland alliance is guerrilla warfare. Then there are a few expansions that add a cult or snake people with beavers who are merchants. I think snake people, you know, in cults kind of go hand in hand, especially in Diablo 4, right?
Yep.
Plus the art is cute AF. Oh man, I love that kind of stuff. It's like killer bunnies and whatever, exploding kittens and what's the unicorns?
Oh yeah. The unicorn game, or like the bears versus babies. You haven't played that one?
Oh no, I haven't seen that one. Is that the one from Oatmeal?
People. It's the same people who did Exploding Kittens and stuff.
So it's the Oatmeal? Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a fun gaming company.
So he said, Brian also says, I like Scythe a lot too, but only when all the factions are in play and you get the extended board. I love, for co-op. Oh, Brian, you've reminded me of another game that I really enjoyed. What was the game? Haunted Hill.
Betrayal on
Betrayal
House on the Hill or whatever.
Yeah, Betrayal on the House on the Hill. That's another really good one. That's fun.
Wow, he's in like crazy.
Good call, Brian. I'll have to check that out. I think that would be a lot of fun. What's the maximum play? How big of a group can you play with? I've got 3 kids. What? Oh my gosh!
You did it.
All right, now we got to do a dance on his grave. We survived. It's funny that Brian comes in here and mentions that the butcher's there, and immediately we run into him.
Ooh, I got a sacred item. Oh, yes.
Sick.
Instead of detonating immediately, corpse explosion summons a volatile skeleton that charges at a random enemy and explodes.
Oh, that sounds like fun, dude.
I'll give that one a go.
That'll be a sick one. I think my buddy, he uses that one. The only thing that runs into a problem is if you have, it's called suppression. So it's that field when they have that big purple, it's not the shield one, the defensive aura. It's the one where it's basically like a purple ring around them.
Oh, yeah,
and you can't shoot projectiles through it. I think those ones count as something that doesn't work.
I just hope this doesn't affect, I'll have to see, because my mana regeneration, or whatever it's called, is based on corpse explosion. Every time I explode a corpse, I get some mana. So I have to make sure I didn't break it.
Yeah, I'd say keep running with it. That's cool. So Brian says for the game of Root, it's 4. And is that one you can pick up at any game shop, or is that one that's in a specific region? I don't know who the publisher might be on that one, but I'm definitely gonna add that to my list of things to add to our cabinet of board games. And Scythe, he says, they say that's expansions with 7 players, but it's a 5-head strat, so maybe not for younger kids. Okay, yeah, that's totally cool. I think my oldest, Sophia, is she might enjoy that one, but the younger 2, yeah. Sorry, my head's all over the place. that butcher totally like derailed my brain.
It's okay. Let's take a little corner break.
Yeah, let's all just take a break for a minute.
Take a little breather.
Let's just breathe. Let's recenter ourselves. Like Kusraba. What's that game? It's Yoda. Something Wild. Did you play that one, Dallin?
No. With Yoda?
Yeah, it's a Baby Yoda. It's got Baby Yoda in it. And it's a really super simple game. It reminds me a lot of like the look and feel of Uno. Okay. But it's got like these I can't explain it because I didn't understand the game myself, but my kids loved it. And I think that your girls would love it too. Yeah,
my girls have been really into there's this game we got at Disneyland last time we were there.
Okay.
That is the ride Small World?
Yeah.
They turned it into a board game.
Really?
And you like ride these little boats through the map or through the board, which is like a map of the ride, and it has these like twistable like 3D components to the game. And it's kind of like you get a card and then you have to find it's like a matching game, so you have to find the thing from the card somewhere in the board game. And so it's kind of like a strategy game a little bit, because you want to make sure you get to the right part of the board to use your card or whatever. But it's stupid simple once you play it once or twice. But it's good for the kids, because then feel like they're learning a little bit of strategy, but they're also just playing a matching game,
Totally.
like a memory game. So
Totally. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Sophia says it's called Wild, I think. Yeah, I think it's called something Wild. Brian, do you mind
Ooh, I
shooting me
think I
that
just got
in,
another secret.
even if it's in just like the off whatever chat in Discord? I'd love to, like I said, if I want to make sure I get the right one, especially if it's a smaller publisher. I really enjoy backing those types of games and making sure that they get support. There's one that my buddy actually worked on. Oh, now I'm having a brain fart. It's a space game essentially where basically you choose a different type of like space faction, if you will. So I'm thinking like StarCraft, where you'd have your Zerg, not Zerg. Yeah, Zerglings versus your Terrans versus your Protoss, that type of stuff.
Nice.
And it was a pretty cool game. Like he did a lot of the graphic design for it, and
That's awesome.
yeah, like just those kind of small games. I feel like they just. And did you hear that Tori? She actually said that the maker of Pandemic.
It's like her cousin,
It's like
isn't
her
it?
cousin or cousin's friend or something. Like
Yeah, because Corey had mentioned.
Oh, that was
well,
cool.
maybe we should keep that more under wraps. But we were talking about potential board game ideas and stuff. And she was like, "Yeah, my cousin is like the person who made Pandemic, and he knows a bunch of people." We're like, "What the hell?
I'm like, holy
telling us
smokes.
this now?"
small world. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, there's some really good, cool creators out there, and yeah, just games at large. I think they got a lot of.
Yeah.
I love going to the small, like the game convention. What was the one that? Oh, well, I guess. So at PAX East, there was one that had a tree house.
Oh yes, that game is so fun.
Colby
Everdell.
was-
I think is what it's
Everdell,
called.
yeah.
Me and my wife play that one
You guys like
pretty
that one?
regularly. That one's fun.
Yeah, Colby was
There's
really
one
talking that one up.
similar
before the
to
panels.
Everdell, but you play as like bees in a beehive, and I think it's just called
Oh,
Honey
was that the one you
Like-
showed me at the hobby shop?
Honey Buzz. Yeah, I think I showed it to you
Yeah.
at our local game store. Yeah.
Yeah. Mute him for a second while the
I
dog.
mean, props to our local game store for being awesome. They get some good games
Right.
there.
Honestly, the ones that aren't changed too, like when they pull in stuff that's you won't find on the shelves of like a bigger game store. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian says, as for top 5 games, D4 might be on that list now. Brian, I absolutely agree. I just broke out 1,000 hours in RimWorld, so that might be the other 4 slots. Okay, RimWorld, yeah. Arc was a lot of fun, but that was super stressful. Like I can't do Arc anymore. He didn't say Arc,
like
but
real
it's like-
world, real time. Like,
it
you
is real
can't ever
time, and it's
really take
like
a break
when you
from
leave
that.
the game, your body is in that place, and someone can come and like bleed you dry.
That's the type of game that would make me like lose my job.
You do. Like there's like when you're feeding dinosaurs and stuff, you wake up there. You have to set timers because there's real world timers that every 4 hours you have to feed these dinosaurs, otherwise they die while you're breeding them, and you need to breed them in order to become like the alpha on the server. And
Yeah.
it's just, oh man,
That's tough.
It-
That's tough.
I have PTSD from that game.
I'm too much of a casual gamer, as you can. I'm playing on the PlayStation, so obviously, but I'm too much of a casual gamer. I just can't. Like at best, I have 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, and at worst, I've got 30 minutes.
No, I feel that.
So it's like I need something that
yeah, something you
that
can
can
get
go
in,
quick,
enjoy
and I
it.
can just
Honestly,
jump back into. And
You're
honestly,
not missing
Diablo
anything
is
from there.
the perfect game for that.
totally. You get
I
in.
can play 30 minutes, or I can go do a dungeon and
Rock
spend a
some
couple
dungeons.
hours doing something. Yeah.
Like right now, like we're just shooting the breeze. Not like
Yeah.
unless the butcher shows up again. Like we're just coasting, having some fun, enjoying
Yeah. The butcher was that made me sweat a little.
it. Yeah, dude. And like, so one of my buddies, it fits if you're in the chat. I'm still mad at you, but it was, I don't know, it was like 3 a.m. or something, and we're walking, and we were just like had just gotten through this really hard fight, and we're like, guys, we're at the last room. We have no revives left. Be really careful. And he pushed the soundbite for fresh meat or whatever for the dude, and I about fell out of my chair. I was so freaking scared. Okay, hold on. I got to finish what he was saying. So this RimWorld, other 4 slots. I really have to think about it because a lot of games being online only. I agree with that, Brian. I miss the times when you could do hot seat gaming or other types of stuff. Like the one that comes to mind is Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I played the crap out of that game, where it was a hot seat game where you would sit, you'd take a turn, and then the next person would go and like you'd use the same keyboard and mouse, all that stuff in the same place. I miss that kind of stuff. I think Colby, me, Dallin, and Colby, we played some what's it called?
Oh, some Civ 6.
Yeah, Civilization. Yeah. Yep, we played some Civilization. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, and it was turn-based, and if someone didn't take their turn, it was okay. It just kind of goes on pause.
Yeah.
Or you could play it live and sit down and all jump on together. But it's nice to not have to. Online games are tough because you really have to have the time for it.
We got our artillery shrine. Well, especially when you have like I don't know, being able to what's the word? I think doing an online Slack or Discord game, like if you're playing TTRPG or any of that kind of stuff, it does give you time to sit down and think, okay, like how am I gonna respond or whatever else. And then the hard part is like keeping the momentum up, right? When you have something happening and you're like, oh, and then this person, I profess my love to this person. And then it's like 3 days before anybody responds. You're just like,
Yeah.
That's hard. So Brian also said, I have 600 hours in FPS called The Dirty Bomb. I haven't played that one before. 700 hours in Ark because, yeah, I agree. Now, here's a question, Brian. Are you going to buy Ark 2? Because it has Vin Diesel's face in it.
Oh, that's so awesome! Yeah, you gotta get a babysitter for your world if you're gonna play Ark.
Honestly,
dude,
there you go, babysitting
Sarah.
service. That's something you can do, like just paid babysitting service.
An Ark babysitting service. Dude, we just made a new business.
Yep, new business, new vertical.
Ark babysitting.
Yeah, no, actually, Brian.
$200 an hour.
Wild Card burnt me out on the last. I can't remember. I think it was the last one or the one before. I really liked their expansions that they had. Let me turn this down a little bit. I really liked the expansions that they had with what was it? It was the.
Oh no.
I'm coming.
I dropped.
I'm coming. It was the first one that they did, not El Dorado.
El Dorado. That was the Piano Man himself did the music for that show.
Right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Mr. Elton.
Elton John.
Lord Elton, Sir Elton.
Lord, Sir, King, Queen, Majesty.
Yes, Queen.
Yeah, Queen. But I agree, Brian. I wouldn't buy it either. They burnt me out after they had some really cool expansions, and then it just got to the point where I feel like I was just doing the same thing over and over with a slightly different dinosaur. What was the last one I played? They had like the platypus that could fly. It was weird. Scorched Earth, that's the one. Scorched Earth. Yeah, they have a flying platypus. They can't remember what they call him. But essentially it's like a giant Perry the Platypus. That's like if you took a platypus and a flying squirrel and then smushed them together and made them the size of a horse.
Nice. Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. I think that one was Aberration, and Aberration was a lot of fun, but it was so. And I think the reason it was fun is because there was like the threat of death. You would walk, turn a corner, and if you didn't have what's called a radiation suit or a rad suit, if you didn't have that on, you would step in a pile of mushrooms, just like in D&D in the Underdark, right? You step into a pile of mushrooms, they put a bunch of spores at you, you get sick and die, like immediately. Or there was actually a mechanic in that game that in order to get a certain, you could not tame what are they called? Basically Alien versus Predator. It was like a giant alien. I can't remember what they call them.
Oh, okay.
But in order to tame one, you couldn't just tame one. Yeah, it's like a xenomorph. Exactly. So but it was, the idea is that you could not tame them when they were in the wild. Every other dinosaur, you knock it out, you feed it, it becomes tamed. But this one, you basically would have to trap it, get it to a certain point where it was low, and it would impregnate you with this thing. And you would end up running off, and you would have to create a little containment chamber because it would like burst out of your chest cavity and you'd have to like catch it and feed it really quickly, otherwise it will kill you and eat your body. So it's like there were some pretty cool, like rad, weird situations that it would come, but after that I feel like, yeah, I agree, Brian. It kind of fell off. I think I have like 2,000 or 3,000 hours in that game, and yeah, lots of time I'll never get back. But again, it was a fun game. I can't say it wasn't a fun game for what it was, but it got really frustrating when you play in public servers and you log on and then some griefer would be there killing all your dinosaurs for no other reason than to make you mad. And yeah, it was not fun. So yeah, I never did all that stuff. The game fell apart for me around there. Yeah, that's good. Honestly, I think you got off on when you got off. That was the right time. There was good. Valguero and some of these other maps were pretty, but it was just kind of like recycled content. Mega clans, yeah, the alphas. And if you play on your own server, it's just kind of boring. Or if you play on the PvE servers, you just have all these bases laying everywhere where nobody cleans up after themselves, and it's just like this giant trash pile. It's really hard. Anyway, enough about ragdogging on on dice games, or not dice. What is it called? Wild card. There's a running joke in our Discord about wildcard games, and like whenever something goes wrong, they're like, "Oh, they must have hired wildcard developers." And if you're a wildcard developer, I'm sorry. I don't actually mean it towards you, but there were some questionable things that company did. OSRS, maybe on that list. Help me out with that one. It's not ringing a bell. OSRS. Osiris? Osiris? Osu. That's a fun game. I like beat games.
Which one?
Osu. Basically like a quick training game.
Huh.
So like it's think DDR but for your mouse and keyboard.
Okay.
Oh, old school and RuneScape. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wasn't. So RuneScape was one that I was around and I was gaming, but I was mostly preoccupied elsewhere.
Let's see, in 07?
07, yeah.
Oh man, I was in high school. I probably was barely getting into gaming at that point.
What about Kingdom of Loathing? You guys ever heard of that? Is that one you played, Dallin?
I have not played that one.
So Kingdom of Loathing, you know, you ever heard of King's Quest? It's like a text-based game where you like go east, turn left, do this, and you kind of do text-based adventures.
Okay, yeah. So I like those games.
Basically, someone take not the Oatmeal, XKCD, the comic, and then put it into a fantasy realm where you're a pasta-mancer and you use like the soup ladle of justice or all this other kind of stupid stuff. And it's a text-based game where like you're like, okay, I want to go to this place and I want to use my moxie to attack, and then it would just respond, your moxie was not strong enough, whatever. Like there's no animation, it's just like text-based. And you have this little stick figure thing, and you see like these things that the little tribbles that attack you, and it's just like a parody on life. It's really funny. Yeah, Kingdom of Loathing sounds really it is the most edgelord. No, it's really not. It's more like it's the dumbest game you'll ever play. But we used to play that in high school since it was online.
Sounds edgy. It does. You just go in there and it's a kingdom full of whining.
I can't believe it. It's trolls.
The tax.
The
we have to
Bergens.
collect taxes again.
Yeah, it's the Bergens. I can't believe it. That's fun.
All right, what should we do next?
Let's see. Do you want to do? Have you ever done a Helltide?
Ooh, let's do a Helltide. That sounds fun. Are there any going on?
No, it looks like there's not yet. I can look at the Helltide calendar and see where they're at with it.
Yeah, that's the fun part about this game is you have to have like an interactive map and a calendar that tells you when stuff's going on.
Yeah, like if you want to see, I think the world events. So if you ever do the world bosses, we should do those sometime. But there's these big open spaces. They're like the calderas of a volcano and stuff. You go and fight that.
Nice.
Brian has got our back. He says it starts in 6 minutes.
Ooh, dude.
We're gonna make
Look at that, Brian. You win comment of the night so far.
Yes. Cory, if you're there, are you getting in game, Cory? Are you playing with us yet? Or
Come join, Cory. Come join.
join us.
Oh, you have a pin. Okay, I will travel to your pin.
I probably shouldn't look at those with people's real names showing on stream, but that's something I gotta figure out if they have like a streamer mode or something.
Oh yeah.
Neutral.
Okay.
-1 for butcher, +1 for having every resource for farming because I'm addicted. Yeah, I feel that. I am at the point where I have a lot of resources over here, but there's certain resources that I run out of all the time. Coiling wards, gold. I swear I go through gold like so fast. I think it was like 11 million yesterday, and within like a 20-minute period of re-rolling stuff, I was at 70,000 gold. I was like,
yeah, re-rolling gets expensive.
Oh, it's so bad.
But at the same time, you want to have like the gear custom to your playstyle, and so it's definitely worth it.
The one critique I would have, and I'm going to give this critique because I love it that much, and it deserves it, is that I wish that there's this wardrobe that lets you change your appearance and everything else, and the headstones. The one thing I would add to this is I wish they would let you do loadouts, where
you could have custom. Yes,
so you could say,
because
here's my paragon.
You can save your look, right? You can save like your clothes, but like it'd be sweet to be like, okay, here's one play style and save it, and then back in here's a different play style.
That's bonkers. Oh my gosh, Brian says he did a whole respec. It cost him 75 mil. Holy crap!
Whoa. Ouch.
I'll show you, Brian.
And then you died?
This is where all my gold goes because I am so OCD about gems that I do not leave them on the ground, and I keep it. Despite I will never in my life use 50 royal amethysts ever. For some reason, I still pick them up, and I still upgrade them over and over. It's silly, I know. But dude, yeah, that's a big one. Was that for the Paragon re-level or respec and everything? Looks like we got some ads incoming. We got 43 seconds, just so you know. Unless you got... Oh, speaking of which, if you have... not Amazon Prime. YouTube Premium, you can skip these ads. That's one, that's a plug. For me personally, I hate ads. As a reminder as well, we have our Patreon. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do so. This is mostly for anyone who's lurking, anyone who wants to you're enjoying the community. We appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. Dallin and I, again, we're going to be on for probably another 30 minutes here. We're going to be hanging out, playing some more Diablo 4, talking about games, talking about things that interest us. Those of you who are already in the Vanguard, we love you guys. We appreciate everything that you do, all the things that you add to the community. It's super great. Every time I log into Discord, there's always some great new homebrew subclasses. There's great ideas for different games. There's funny memes. There's all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're interested in that,
it's just a really supportive community.
It is, and I love how like positive it is, right? And it's the same thing in Colby's on the D4 network, right? 99% of the people that I've ever interfaced with, the D&D community at large, at least the ones that we interface with lately, you guys are just awesome. I love it, and you guys are so supportive, so happy, and I love hearing all the stuff that you have going on in your life. So please keep that up. And if you're not in the Vanguard, well, this is your invitation to do so. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
So Brian,
come hang out.
Brian says it was 8,500 per node on the Paragon board.
Ooh,
and then
yikes.
re-enchanting gear and stuff, aspects and a skill tree. Went from Frost Sork to Ash Arclash Sork. Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, the re-enchanting the aspects, that gets expensive too.
That's where I'm stuck right now because I just switched from my Thorns Bleed Barb, and I'm doing so if anyone's interested for the build I'm running, this is the Whirlwind Barbarian, and essentially it's just going for like high damage, high output. And right now I have to keep lunging strike on because I don't have enough rage. I have rage. I have rage against the machine. but the my character can't generate enough rage yet because I don't have the right aspects. I gotta keep farming them.
So you gotta hunt.
I gotta hunt for them because otherwise I would be using this, which would basically mean all I do is my shouts, and then I just spin and go burr. But I think you'll like the Arc Lash. The Frost. Now with the Frost Sork, were you doing the Blizzard build? Were you doing the, what is the one? Dallin, you were playing it, right? The one that it's like a machine gun, with icicles. It's ice shards, something like that.
Yeah, I've only barely started playing the sorcerer class, so probably.
Just shot ice shards. Oh, isn't that fun? Ice shards are so fun. It's just like continuous just murder of the mobs, mind you. So for any FBI agents that are listening.
See, that's the one thing about my build that struggles is I'm really good in a mob scenario. I've got a lot of good crowd control, but as soon as it goes 1v1 with a boss, I'm so weak. This whole thing is just built around mowing down mobs. So I'm not that good. Gotta have a team.
Me too. Yeah, and there's some content in this thing. Once you get to a certain point, you can. Helltides. Sorry, I'm pulling up the helltides.com.
Oh, hell! It's just got a thing. Helltide has risen in multiple territories.
There it is.
All right. I'm gonna travel to Ministad and then just ride over.
Okay, Ministad. Perfect. I'm gonna transport there as well. Good call, Brian.
Let's do it.
Arc Lash is broken though. I delete Butcher on my sorcerer, and while attacking, you have 12k armor. Dang! So I don't really take damage as long as you have your CDs. That's insane. I have a buddy, Kofir. He's running that same thing where the Arc Lash, and he's tanky AF. And when I played my sorceress, I was not tanky. I was trying the Ice Shard build, and I get deleted so fast.
Oh no. Okay, so what is a Helltide? I've never done it.
Yes. So for the uninitiated,
I'm just out here getting wrecked.
Helltides, essentially it's 60 minutes, and what we're doing is the mobs are. This is essentially like hell's trying to break its way onto Earth, right? And so what you're doing is you're going around, and up on the top right of your screen, you'll see this little icon that looks like a shard, like a. Ooh, ouch.
Already down.
It's like a hell shard, or I don't know what it's called, the aberrant cinder. That's what they call them. And essentially what we're doing is you gather these aberrant cinders, and if you gather enough of them, you can use them to open special chests on the map. Now, one thing I would recommend to you and anyone else, if you don't have it, is the first. Brian says the first rule of Helltide is don't die, because when you die, you lose half of your points. So if you have 100, you're down to 50. If you have 6, you're down to 3.
Okay.
So it's not a huge problem. It's just if you're trying to go for the big chest, there's one that's 175. That's the one that I would recommend to anybody. Like the other ones, you can get them. They'll give you drops. But if you want the best loot, those 175 chests have the best one in them. So you got to stay alive, get those health, those things, and then you got to find them. So you see this right here? This one says 75 cinders.
75, yeah.
You got to farm 75 to open that box. And each one it'll show above you like this. This one's a pants specific one. So this is really effective for like farming aspects or farming gear or that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, that's really it. And we just run around, and there are only 2 chests that are 175. If you go to helltides.com, there's a really helpful, and this is not sponsored, by the way, not sponsored, just me recommending.
Just being helpful, yeah.
Helltides.com is a one that I've used. They do it's ad supported, but essentially that allows you to go in and everyone votes and thumbs up when they find where the 175 chest is, because there's not like an API that tells them where it's at. And so then as a community, everybody kind of comes together and says, yep, the 175 chest is here, confirmed, and then you can see it on the map and know where that 175 chest is in the Helltide during the Helltide, so that you don't have to go and search it by yourself.
That's good.
So Brian says, yes, mystery chest is the only one worth doing since you can get a lot of your stuff. Yes. Best in slot stuff comes from there. You can drop things here. The only other thing that I think can't drop is I can't remember. I think it was the Harlequin crest, and any of the really good stuff needs to be from a mob that's 83 or higher. So at least right now there's a 90. I don't remember off the top of my head. But right now we're fighting ones that you can see they're 84, 85, and you're level 51, so you're holding you're holding your own. Stay alive.
Yeah.
Doing great.
Like I said, this build is good for mobs, so I should be okay.
Yep.
But let's see.
And you'll get gear quick here too. So
Yeah, I've already gotten some crazy like some gear that has like doubled my damage already.
it's good. Brian says
So.
it's level 85. So once you're fighting in like nightmare dungeons and stuff, that's where we get up a little bit higher. And as long as the mobs are 85 or higher, that's when it opens up the chance for all of the quote unquote best in slot top tier armor. It's not likely that anyone gets them, but you at least have a chance to get them at that level of creature that you're killing.
Nice. Okay, here's a chest. Let's check out this one in a second.
Something else, like right now we're
I'm
just
getting
gonna plow through this and have some fun. But another thing I could recommend is if you're trying to farm these and get through them fast, I highly recommend again helltides.com. They'll show all of the, once you get used to the map and know where they're at, the events that pop up, those are the ones that give you the most. So if you run from event to event, and if you can stay alive during those events, highly recommend them. If there's a risk of dying, I would recommend not doing it. Just because, again, in Helltides, especially if you're soloing it, it's really hard. Not as hard in a group, because then I can be like, oh, I'm in trouble, I'll run away, and then someone else can take hits for a minute. So Nightmare 31 plus. So anytime, so that's referring to the sigils that we'll get to. I think we mentioned before though, Dallin, the sigils. Have you popped any of those before?
I don't think I've done anything with the sigil.
Okay. So essentially all it is it's like a key, if you will. When you right click it, it'll open up a dungeon. So underneath it'll say what tier it is. Like tier 42 for your level, I would say you probably want to look at ones that are like tier 19, tier anywhere from like 1 to 20. I would definitely run in those. But when you right click it, it will convert one of the dungeons that's listed in the name of the sigil. It will unlock that dungeon for you to go and run it as a Helltide, or not a Helltide. It'll have
a nightmare dungeon.
It'll run it as a nightmare dungeon, exactly. When you walk up to it, the icon will change, so you hit M on the map, it'll show up, you right click it, you go there. There's some quality of life updates that are coming that are supposed to make that better, but for now that's, you gotta do it. Yeah, that's good to know, Brian.
Cool.
So 31 plus. Oh, dude. First one to get grandfather. I don't know about that, but I've gotten everything that I need right now. I've got my Gore's Devastating Grips, Rage of Haragath, a bunch of other ones, but we're still working on some others.
Okay.
I'm coming. Oh.
We're alive. We're okay. We're okay.
Mini butchers. Treachers. I hate that. I've been killed so many times by those corpse bows. Like walking
those
ballistas.
things hit hard.
Oh, they're the worst. Okay, be careful on this one because we're gonna get overrun.
Okay.
So just heads up, there's gonna be like a million spiders here in just a second. I'd drop a link here if it helped. There's a calculator for dungeons. Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. Drop one. I haven't looked at any calculators yet. I've just been kind of running them blind, getting my Paragon. I forget what they're called. They're not sigils, glyphs.
Oh, the glyphs, yeah.
Yeah, you got to level up the glyphs. That's the other way. So, as a note, this is just for Down or anybody else who hasn't. When you get the glyphs, essentially what it is it's like this special card that you can put on your Paragon board that it has special effects for things around it. And by completing the Nightmare Dungeons, you get experience, and you use that experience to upgrade those glyphs. Right, and so you can make their range that they apply to. Like, let's say it's just like D&D, you have a hex tile. It only does like 2 rows. Instead of doing 2 rows, if you upgrade it, you can do 3 rows surrounding it that it will influence or increase the damage. Or like, there's some really cool ones. Like exploit, I highly recommend anyone, if you don't have exploit early on, use exploit, because what that does is every time you hit something, it's going to give it vulnerability, or make it vulnerable, which means you're going to apply, I think it's like 70% damage for everything that you do to that item. So this one is specifically for max XP from Nightmare Dungeons. It helps you because you don't have to remember. Yeah, man, I'm all for it. I like, you've seen me in the games, you've seen me here. I just kind of bumble along, so like having something that just gives me a track to run on is helpful. Because leveling up from 82.
No.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, damn it!
Watch out!
It's
The
one of
sky's
those
falling.
hits where you just go
Yeah, watch out for the sky.
straight down.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
I went from like just over half health to completely dead.
Where are you at right now for your cinders?
44. It's
44?
not terrible. It's
Okay,
not terrible.
So yeah, we have all. Oh, it's him. This is the one, the thing we were talking about.
Stupid corpse things.
Yeah, Brian, send that over, man. I'm all for it, and I think Cory, Scott, once they finish the campaign, and you know, Dallin, if he ever wants it, I think you have at least 5 people that would be interested in seeing that. 'Cause I want to say that I feel like Dallin and Cory and Scott are all in the same vein as I am as far as like completionist wanting to experience the you know, having that FOMO and being like, hey, like I didn't finish the game, like I need to finish this game. Gonna do this. It doesn't. So these hideouts don't give us any cinders.
Okay.
So if you want to keep farming cinders, we can do that.
Yeah, let's keep getting some cinders. Let's try and find that box here. Is this still in the Helltide?
This one goes into. This one goes into thing. Yeah, for dragon. This is
Okay. Well, we'll go back.
This is a different one. Based on level though, bonus experience from higher level mobs maxes out at 30%. That's good to know, because I think what was the sliding scale? I think it's if they're 3 levels above you, and you get that max. But if they're the same level as you don't get any bonus or any added XP, and it starts to have diminishing return. Dude, those are so cool. Is that your corpse thing where they run at them?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I just got that aspect when we beat the butcher.
I like that they glow blue. So there's a gift. There's a. Hold on, I'm gonna look real quick. Stand by while I tab out. Helltides. Where you at? Helltides. Closed it. Let me know if I'm getting killed.
I'm watching your back.
Okay, there's
your sides.
There's 2 of them. Your back just got punched. Is that the one? Yes, I think it is. The one I've pinged, I believe, is the one that's the 175. So we can start moving that direction. And just kill stuff in the vicinity. And usually we have about 30 minutes until they switch, so you can get a maximum of 4 175s. The first 2 are in the first 30 minutes. And then the second ones, I think it has something to do with like when it starts, if it starts on the hour or on the half hour, but they'll rotate positions halfway through the Helltide. Ish. See, base level, that's right, but that's just rule of thumb, that's true. A lot of people get gear out gear the game, so it's really just what's efficient to say. I agree. That's me. I like to farm. I think last night I went like a Nightmare Dungeon 45, I think, and I was able to push through it pretty easily. But again, it depends on the aspect, because if they have the right aspects that are against me, I suck. If they have like 60% physical resistance, whatever, it's not fun. Yeah, I love the mood in this, and like the rain, the blood rain.
Yeah,
like, it's so
it's
cool.
really cool.
I love everything about the aesthetic that Lilith and like that. Oh, they did such a good job. Wait, hold on. No, I didn't need that one. I wanted willpower.
Heads up, you're gonna die.
Sorry.
It's okay. We just got attacked.
Oh, we got a shaman. Kill the shaman. Brian, of any other Diablo game, what's your take? If you were to rank Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4, where would you place each one? And Dallin, this is your first Diablo game, right?
Yep, this is my first time in Diablo.
It's such a good game. Dungeon crawling 4 days. We'll just dodge around. I'll get up.
Oh, yeah.
Let me begin. So something else you'll find is these tortured souls, and you'll also sometimes find like chests on the ground. Be sure to open those too, because sometimes, especially if they're glowing red, they will drop additional cinders for free.
All right, I got 89. We need to get 175.
Yeah, but we got this. We got this.
All right, we can do it.
Okay. I'm gonna stay as close as I can to you, so that way if we run into trouble, then I can help.
All right, we got this.
I'll try and save my shout, my taunt. The thing that we wish D&D actually had. It doesn't.
Yeah, a real taunt mechanic. Oh boy.
Oh no! I'm trying. Are you okay?
Yep, we're good. We're good.
Okay. Trying to dodge. These werewolves are hard to track. Just keep going. Oh, you're a heretic. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Not everybody's perfect. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking with you, Brian. I love it. Never touched 1 or 2. The allure of D3 was so big, numbers make me drool. Oh, I know, right? So for me, I think D2 obviously it's nostalgia, right? Nostalgia does a lot of things. Wouldn't you agree, Dallin? Like there's certain games that it doesn't matter what they did and what the graphics look like. It was your first, and it'll always be your first, and you just have a love for it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think 3 was great. I just didn't like how do I say this? Colorful, how like bright and shiny, or how like this one has a mood to it, right? It's like watching a film. You can tell if it's a my brain's gone completely blank.
You can just tell,
yeah, you can just tell who the director is based on like the mood. If it's a Jim Henson movie versus a Steven Spielberg versus a, I don't know, James Gunn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 is definitely a proper ARPG. 3, you know what, Brian? That is probably the most succinct way I've ever heard it put, and I 100% agree with you. 3 is an arcade ARPG. Number 4 is a proper ARPG, and I 100% agree with that. That's honestly why I think 4 takes the cake, at least for my preference. Not everybody's the same.
I'm not ready.
So down on that front, have you ever played any other ARPGs that you really enjoyed? Or is this your first ARPG?
I think this might be my first. I mean, you can always count Minecraft Dungeons, right? That's a fun one.
Totally.
I played that with my kids and my wife. We enjoy that one.
I always love messing
getting
with
close.
my
I'm at
kids.
129. We're almost there. Here's one for 175 right here.
Ooh, perfect.
I'm gonna mark that on the map. Bloop. Okay. Oh, let's go farming.
Click all the loots. All the delicious loots. Hey, sweetie. I think Sophia would disagree with you. She doesn't like Minecraft at all.
I don't.
She's ignoring me.
The first, like, OG Minecraft. Yeah, I go through love-hate relationships with that game.
I do too.
Because it's really fun for a while, and then you kind of get burned out. But then there's this weird. There's like always something calling you back to that game. It's like Legos, you know.
Yeah.
It's like it's so kind of calming and relaxing to just
turn your brain off, listen to the music, and just go. Like the dumbest thing in that game, I spent. I'm not even going to admit to how much time digging it was a mine shaft, and I wanted it to be completely symmetrical, and it was like 3,000 or 4,000 blocks long after I got down to that thing. And each one I wanted to have every 2 blocks have like a corridor that went left and right, so it was like a rib cage type thing.
Nice.
I was just like, or like when you dig just straight down and you have like this 10 by 10 block that you just dig straight down. It's so fun. Brian agrees. Minecraft Dungeons was really good. I don't know if I've played Minecraft Dungeons that I know of. I've played a lot of.
Yeah, it's basically it's the graphics of Minecraft.
Okay.
Basically doing what we're doing right now.
Oh,
But
really?
way simplified.
I'll have to try that.
And like there's not really like a leveling system per se. It's mostly just based on like the gear that you get. But it's pretty fun. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can play based on your gear.
I know,
Cool.
I know, Brian. I'm sorry. Symmetrical strip mining. I have this OCD. I'll have to. I think that'd be fun. That'd be a fun one. Now, is it a different client than the Minecraft client?
Yeah,
or?
it's its own
Okay.
like physical game, or I guess
Gotcha.
you could get a digital game, but it's its own. Yeah.
So like you would load it separate from like, okay, I'm gonna
Yep.
play creative mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to know. I learned something new. I think the last time I played, we have a server that we play with over at Team Nom that one of the members runs or hosts or whatever. That's the one that Sophia plays a lot on. But I don't know that I've ever. We play like a bucket. I think they call it. No, it isn't bucket. Better Minecraft. I think is what they call it. Yeah, so it's basically like a mod pack that has a whole bunch of mods that are put on top of it, and like that game is
Okay.
so.
I have 176. Let's do it.
Ooh, sweet! Do it quick before you die, because that's
Yeah.
what happens to me every time.
All right, I think this was the one that was. Oh, Shiza.
Oh, coming! Where you at?
Ooh, that was so close. I almost dropped.
I'm running to you.
I got it. It's okay. We survived.
This is. Oh, there's a corpse bow.
No,
There's a
just
corpse
let
bow.
me get it. Just let me get it.
See, I'm telling you, this is like when it gets really bad because then you're like, you want something and the game knows it.
Leave me alone. Oh no.
I'm guarding you. It's up here, right here.
Oh, I was like, it's not here. Well,
That one's 150. That one's 150. Hold on.
Hold on.
Was
hold
it
on,
this one?
Hold on. Where'd it go? Did it disappear?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna jump on your horse so I don't want you to die. I'm gonna run over there real quick. I think it's the one that was actually around this side.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's on the other.
Oops. That's a lot of dudes. Put that on a cracker, dude. Yeah, it's right here. It's right here.
Okay.
I'll protect.
Yo.
The tech mods always consume my life. Oh, right. Or like the auto, like the furnaces that'll like auto put stuff in, and I'm the
Okay, hold on, I
weirdo
gotta
that
do
likes
this
to
one.
organize all the boxes that Minecraft stuff goes in.
I can't lift more.
Did you get anything good?
Okay, a legendary focus.
Ooh, congrats,
But
man.
it's a blood lance. So I'm gonna have to extract a different aspect onto it. Oops, I don't want to mark
Still,
that.
that's gonna be sick.
Well, Army of the Dead is active. Your minion, yeah. See, and then the other one's a minion-based one, which is cool. I respect that they're trying to get more
Oh yeah.
stuff to minions. So yeah, once I get my my aspects on the right weapons, I think we're in business.
Sick.
Cool, dude.
So one other thing, I know we're coming up to the end here, that I highly recommend. If you ever have a bunch of gems in your, let's say you're full, right? Because right now, one quality life thing that Diablo does not have is being constantly full of gems if you pick them up.
Yes.
Take them, and if you have any items that you need to socket those. And then what I do is I'll mark, this is just personal preference, but I'll mark everything that I want to sell as junk by hitting, for me it's spacebar, and then everything else I'll go in and salvage it. And if you have anything that you socket, let's say you put a gem in a socket and you want to keep that gem, when you go and salvage it, he'll give you the gem back for free instead of going back and unsocketing it.
Going to the place and getting it unsocketed.
Yeah, so
that's good to know.
But you lose the item. So if you're okay with the item being destroyed, that'll save you some money. So that's what I do is, like, if I'm full and I have a bunch of junk armor that I don't want, I'll fill them up with those gems, go back to town, salvage them, get my gems back, and then I get a little bit more space.
Nice.
See, so Brian says, I'm the weirdo that spends hours making auto sort system that no one uses. And when they do use it, they break it. Yes, I agree. I agree, Brian. We are two birds of a feather. And true to form, I'm also the one that just kind of goes headlong into like, oh hey, like we're barely level 3. Let's go fight the Ender Dragon. This will be fun. This is dumb. Like, let's not do this.
Welcome to D&D, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sometimes in D&D, you get over your head and things go sideways. Right. But I'm excited. Tori's doing a great job at her play that she's in, and that she's helped
she's
with.
got 2 going on right now.
She's got 2 of them. So next week we'll not the one that's going to be released. I think it'll be 2 weeks later, as of this point. But when Tori gets back, I'm excited to have her back at the table. But we support her. We're super excited for her, and I've heard that there's really great things about the rendition that they're doing of like Secret Garden. And she said, what did she say? She said something about like there's a Disney Imagineer.
Yeah, the person who did the light show for Phantasmic, I believe is what she said.
Really? Yeah.
Came out to help with their lighting for their show.
That is so cool.
Which is really cool.
Especially for like a local theater thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if he's like a Utah native.
Maybe.
Because I know for some reason, Utah and Disney, there's a big connection there. I think it's, it's probably like, the giant families and everything that we got going on here.
We're like their cash cow.
Yep, pretty much.
We're going that way. So Brian says... So Brian, what ended up happening, yes, she did have one going out. What she ended up having, she had a technical issue. She was trying to upload the video, and her ISP kept resetting the connection before it could finish uploading. So she, as far as I understand, I think she just got... You see this? There's a skittering abomination underneath the ground that I can't reach.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. What?
What's that all about?
He's hiding.
We'll leave him there.
Pop out.
But yeah, Brian, so you should see more from her. It was just, she had some technical issues trying to get that all up and running. And I'm sure that with the 2 plays going on, she was trying to get that done before everything went crazy. And once everything settles down, you should see one popping up there.
Yeah, I know she has a lot of plans for the channel.
Yeah.
And like we've already talked about like some collabs and stuff. So I think there's some good stuff in the works there.
How to nerd. You've got Mr. Rogers ruins everything from last night.
Oh, yeah, that's what Cory always says.
Mr. Rogers reviews and
oh no!
Okay, don't die!
We're good. We're all right.
Panic attack. We got Tales of Aneria. We got Colby's got his D4 channel. Like we have a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of collabs and all the fun things coming up.
Yeah.
And I hear I think Colby, he's out in Paris right now.
He's in France. Yeah, he's in France right now.
I was gonna say I've been missing getting lunch with y'all.
Yeah.
But true to form, Diablo has made me forget that I exist.
You're like, what, friends? What are friends?
Yeah, the plays are a hobby. So she basically worked. There's a she's done both. Sorry, how do I say this? She's done stagehand stuff for like costume design, costuming, all that kind of stuff. And I told her, I was like, shoot, like next Halloween, like everybody should have like full on cosplay or something cool. But yeah, she works on that kind of stuff. It's a local theater that she kind of I think after she played D&D, it kind of reignited her interest in the arts. And yeah, she's at least, I'll let her kind of speak for herself, but that's my understanding of it. But Dallin, do you have any?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah, she got involved. She's a theater person.
At heart, yes.
At heart, and she's been in shows and college and things like that. And so I think it was just, she was just like, I want to get back in touch with my roots.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. You get to a certain point where you start to realize in your life, like, man, I really want to start prioritizing, myself and things that I want to get back to. I've just been in dad mode or mom mode or whatever, and I need to get back to myself. Yeah, it happens.
I agree. Yes, a lot does go into theater. So it's like there's a lot of nightly stuff, and again, it's one of those ones where I think each of us, we've been to a couple of their performances. They do a great job at that theater. Like they all put their heart and souls into it, and there's been a lot of other theaters that I've gone to. How do I say this nicely? There's been other theaters that I've been to in the past that I feel like they didn't quite put their heart, soul, and soul into it. It was just kind of like, oh, I'm here, I exist, and I'm doing it because it's whatever. I feel like at least the ones that I've seen from them, they really go all out in the kind of the stuff that they do, the production value, the acting, the actors, like they do a really great job.
That weird feeling when you see a community theater show and you kind of like cringe at somebody singing, or like somebody's not quite a good actor, but like you're there to support, and so you're not obviously you're not like laughing or anything like that, but
no,
it's kind of that little bit of like, oh, you almost get that like secondhand embarrassment. That does not happen at this theater. It is just chock full.
They're so talented.
Yeah, of talent. Oh, I need 40
Brian,
more to open that chest.
I agree with that. When it's like, oh, we're doing Annie because Annie. We're doing Tom Sawyer because Tom Sawyer. We're doing whatever that is.
Yeah, we're doing any of the classic. We're doing Les Mis.
I've never, I don't know about you, Dallin. I've never seen Secret Garden in a play. I've never seen Addams Family in a play. But like all the things that we've been to or seen in their lineup has been something new and fresh. So yeah, I agree, Brian, that it's just like if they're going through the motions and they're just trying to keep their doors open, there's a big, you can feel it, right? It's the difference of someone who really loves what they do versus someone who's doing it because it's a hobby, or how do I say that? Like
someone who's doing it for a hobby and someone who's doing
it's
it
like
keep the lights
my
on.
art versus someone who's actually in the entertainment industry. Right? We'll use that as a symbolization, right? Where you have somebody who's like, that's their craft. They do it day and night. They love it, and I love it. But I don't. It's not something I want to sit down and do 24/7, 365. So anyway, yeah, they do a great job there. They put a lot of time and effort into it. So we wish her the best. It's gonna be awesome when they're finished, because like I said, she's gonna come back and we'll get to find out what happens to her character and all that fun. So yeah, I've been to some plays. I felt like did a certain, so you got that. I highly recommend it. I think theater, if you like D&D and you like the RP aspect of it, I love theater myself, and I think Dallin, you were a theater kid too, right?
Yeah, I did theater all through high school, junior high.
I love it.
I can't sing per se, but I can act a bit.
I think you can do it. So who knows? Maybe coming soon. Dallin, Tori, and Preston all. That would be funny. So yeah, I love it. Like you said, it's one of those ones where we're not the top dog or anything, but if you enjoy it, just enjoy it. Like honestly, there's nothing wrong with it.
All right, dude. Well, I think I'm going to sign off. I hope everybody had a fun time hanging out with us. I got to go do a couple family things, but thanks for hanging out. It was a ton of fun. Don't forget to, like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord if you haven't. We love hanging out with you guys. It's a highlight of my week for sure. Yeah. So.
Well, thanks, Brian. Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Tinaka Joe. Thank everybody. It was a lot of fun just hanging out, and hopefully this was something that you guys enjoyed and was something new. And we will catch you guys on the next time on the same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks, everybody.
All right, later.
Bye.